Everybody. We are outside this morning. The girls are here outside with me as well. We are enjoying this fall weather and loving the crispness, loving the little breeze. They even put on jackets this morning. It's not really cold, but it is cooler than it has been. Um, and so we are enjoying fall today. And so we wanted to say happy fall to everybody, and hope that you are able to take a few moments to enjoy it as well. We went to the pumpkin patch yesterday and got a few pumpkins to decorate the porch with, and now they are painting some pumpkins and trying to just enjoy this weather and this moment. We celebrated the first day of fall this week, and with it came these cooler temperatures, and with it came new hope for us. I wanted to talk a little bit and remind you about fall and what fall does in the seasons, and as seasons change, and as the earth is rotating around the sun, and we're getting the season of fall. When you are outside and you step outside, not a lot of things have fallen yet during the season of autumn, but they're going to start to fall. Leaves will start to fall. The breeze will take lots of leaves and pine needles and kind of just everything will kind of start falling. That's why we call it fall, right? Um, Things will begin to die off and get ready for winter, basically. They're going to shed everything and get us ready for the winter season, in which or creation, in some senses, goes dormant, right? In the wintertime, everything in creation goes dormant and rests and restores itself and rejuvenates. So the season of autumn, the season of fall kind of prepares for that. We're preparing ourselves for that season of cold, that season of in creation where things rest and rebuild and rejuvenate. So in fall, besides everything dying off, what do we experience? We experience freshness, right? We experience things being fresh and crisp, and so in some sense, when the heat's gone, we can take a deep breath finally. And so I invite you to do that today. I want to read from you first from Revelations. There's two passages in the Bible, particularly that I want to focus on today, and they both have to do with all things. We hear that passage, we hear that phrase a couple of times, all things. And there's two particular places I want to look at it today. Revelation 21 is the first one, and it's what I think of when I think of fall and spring, really. But fall is also important in that process of making all things new. So if you look at, Revelations 21 with me, I'm going to start at the end of verse 3. See, the home of God is among mortals. He will dwell with them. They will be his peoples, and God himself will be with them. He will wipe every tear from their eyes. Death will be no more. Mourning and crying and pain will be no more, for the first things have passed away. And the one who is seated on the throne said, See, I am making all things new. That verse came to mind today, and I paid attention to the way the English translation, the way the verb is translated is making. And for us, that is something that's happening in the present. So it's not that I will make all things new. See, I am making. So it is happening now. Things are becoming new. So even in this season of fall, where we're having to see how creation is kind of shedding itself, is getting rid of the old, this is part of the process, part of creation, that in it things are being made. There is a making that is happening in this fall season. So I want to ask you, what are the things in your life that you need to shed? What are the things in your life that you need to release, that will help you in your own creation? What are the things that you need to release to God and shed away so that you can be made new? Because it's part of the process of becoming new, right? Is shedding, because in that process we are being made. It is in the making. So, what is it that we need to get rid of? This morning, Joy Kate and I were cleaning out a lot of things in the basement, and I was feeling nice to be able just to kind of shed some stuff in our lives, to try to make it more simple. Sometimes it's a feeling, sometimes it's emotion, sometimes it's a piece of a relationship, sometimes it's harboring some unforgiveness. What are the things we need to release? Maybe it's, I need to shed this idea that I can't connect to God, and I need to be able to find a way to do that. There's all sorts of things in our lives that we need to release, ideas that we need to release, habits that we need to release. So I encourage you to think about that. What are the things that you need to let go of in this season of fall? And just some more encouragement that comes from Matthew, Matthew 19. I just want to remind you, I'm on verse 26, that Jesus looked at them when they were asking, how was it possible that, when the disciples were asking, how was it possible that they were really going to be able to be saved, and how was this going to happen? Jesus just reminds them gently, hey, for mortals, it is impossible. But for God, all things are possible. So we can't go through the creation process alone. We can't go through the process of change alone. We can't release things alone. It's impossible for us to do alone. But with God, all things are possible. And we give thanks. So remember, God is with you. God is in that process. And what are you needing to let go of today? Happy fall. We love each one of you. We are glad that you have joined us, and we hope that you will find a way to connect with us. We will be at worship in person inside our sanctuary this Sunday at 10:30. So we will hope that you will make plans to join us. Have a great weekend and happy fall.